Have you ever been told to want less by someone who has everything? Have you ever been made to feel selfish because you don't dream about making sandwich in a kitchen? Or because you want to have it all? That doesn't make you less of a woman for wanting something bigger. So I recently watched this episode in Jubilee where Candace Owens stood in a room full of women and told them they'd be happier and more fulfilled if they stay at home.
Women that grow up in a two-family home where the mother stays at home are faring off better than the children who are being raised in an environment
where the women are working?
Where both of the parents are
why don't
working
you
away
stay
from the home. I do get to work from home.
No.
But Candace doesn't even do that. She's saying I'm staying at home, but she is still working. That's not the same. She kept saying it, and I don't know why she doesn't understand. Working from home doesn't equate to being a full-time mother.
Wherever you want to go.
I never said,
I'll go wherever
so do you
want
to start with me working at home? Because I work at home. You just said something about me working at home.
You travel all around the world.
Okay,
you do speeches, and I love that. I love how ambitious you are. That's a really great trait. And if you were truly said that, you would be more fulfilled. Now, one thing you do find is women, they don't want to stay at home when you pull them. They just want flexible working hours and flexible working conditions like you have. And I think we should all advocate for that. It's not one or the other. But when you sit here and you go, you'll be more fulfilled doing this, then spend all your time doing that. We would love for you to leave the public eye and go focus on what makes you fulfilled.
Okay.
She said women are more fulfilled as mothers than in any job. And I watched that and thought, you are dropping videos every day. You run a media company. You are book busy and thriving. And you are telling other women they should stay small. The audacity. This is like emotional baiting. She's selling you a life of sacrifice while she is living a life of glory. And then she's calling you bitter for noticing. So tell me, how many times were you made to feel guilty just because you are dreaming big and you are a woman? How many times you are told to shrink yourself because others think your kids will suffer if you grew? I want to sit with that for a second, because that guilt, that silent shame, it's built into womanhood. Now let's talk about Jasmine. I loved how she asked questions and did not back off. She said to Candace, but you work, you're not with your kids. Exactly. Candace doesn't seem to grasp it that we can see you are working from home, but it doesn't mean you are fully present with your kids. It means your office is closer to the nursery. That's all. And of course, it's better to have flexible working hours, to be working from home, but you are still mentally somewhere else. If you are truly engaged in your career while you are working from home, someone else is watching your kids. If you are fully present with your kids, someone else is handling your career. So what are you doing, Candace? You are definitely doing both, because there's no way around it. Candace has 4 kids, a huge YouTube channel. She has, I think, 1 million subscribers. She has a massive platform. She's not clocking out to sit and fold laundry and make sandwiches for 10 hours a day. She is driven, and that's what she won't admit. She's not even working for money. Jasmine said that if she wants, she can retire right at this minute. But what she's working for is legacy, for relevance, for purpose. And there is nothing wrong with that. Actually, I admire her for this quality, that she is a young working mother and she doesn't even need the money. She's doing it to make a difference. She has a purpose. She's working towards a goal. But what's wrong is she's pretending that she's not.
You say we live in a matriarchy.
Right.
Can you give me the definition of patriarchy?
Yes. Well, the patriarchy is the idea that the system, our system in America, is being run by men, and that women are having to exist under a system that immediately disadvantages them because men are behind it. And I disagree with that.
Candace said we are living in a matriarchy. That is actually funny. If this is a matriarchy, then why are women who don't get to make the rules? Just because women carry the weight doesn't mean we hold the pen. It's still men at the top, men signing the checks, men writing the laws. Laws about you too, Candace. This is what hurts me the most.
Because there are so many women who think like you. You submit to the idea of men ruling everything. And your ideology is spread across a lot of women who also falsely believe to vote against their own interests just to complain about it in the instances that are occupied in the government, which is majority male, defines us as a patriarchy.
This is what hurts the most. When women like Candace, who made it up the ladder, kick the women down behind them. When they sell a dream, they never lived. And this is the truth Candace is not going to tell you. You are allowed to want more. You are allowed to want both motherhood and mission, love and leadership, stillness and ambition. You don't owe anyone your silence just because they are louder. And now I want to speak for myself for a moment. It's an emotional moment for me. I was a young mother, and I'm career-driven, ambitious, working woman. I still remember that one moment very clearly when I was still a student trying to become a doctor, and I have my son. He was only 1.5 years old, and this was the first time I had to leave him. Since I was studying for my boards, I could still be home with him and study with him. So this was the first time I was leaving him alone with a nanny. And I still remember I was in the library on those aisles looking for a research article. I was trying to help my attending do a research paper. And I have this thought, what am I doing? I felt so lost in that moment. And I just wanted to run away and go back home and be with my son. And just give up on the dreams that I have since I was a little girl to become a doctor. But I'm glad I didn't. You know why? Because years later, this even makes me more tearful. My son told me how proud he is that I did both, and that how much he looks up to me, to my drive and to my ambition. And I want to be clear, I'm only speaking for myself here, but I feel deeply fulfilled in my purpose. And because I feel deeply fulfilled in my purpose, that has made me a more present and better mother. I just don't think it's about one or the other. I think it's about choice. Again, speaking only for myself, looking back now, I think it was one of the best decisions of my life to not give up on my career just because I'm a mother. And every woman deserves the right to choose herself, her career, her purpose, without getting shamed for it, without that guilt, without others putting her down. Women are not unfulfilled because they work. Women are unfulfilled because they are taught to apologize for their work. And that's the difference. I expect women like Candace to actually understand this, and it hurts that she doesn't. And that makes her a hypocrite. Candace isn't wrong for being ambitious. We all admire her for that. She's wrong for denying other women the right to be. She's not the enemy, but she's also not your example either. She's not living the life she preaches. She is selling you a fantasy she never believed in. If you ever felt torn between being enough for your kids and being enough just for yourself, please leave a comment. Say it out loud, girl. If your soul has an ambition, girl, you don't owe anyone anything. Choose the life that fulfills you and never apologize for it again.